Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Corey, better known as the Seaman, and I want to welcome you to another edition of the Seaman's Cinema Sitdown. I know Wanda's on my chest, but I promise we're not talking any more WandaVision, at least not right now. I'm pretty tapped out on the WandaVision coverage. Again, thank you to everybody that's been involved in kind of reaching out or watching the videos. Yesterday was a lot of fun. It was also a very long and tiring day, and after WandaVision, I parked it on the couch, and I did not move all day long, man. I took a mini nap, and then I threw some other content on. Yesterday was a big content day. We had stuff drop in theaters, we had stuff drop on streaming, we had stuff drop on streaming and in theaters, and that is where we are headed right now. We're going over to Disney Plus, yes. I ponied up the $30 to do premiere access for this movie because I didn't want to wait. I had a feeling that I was going to love this movie, and I love this movie even more than I thought I was going to love this movie. And when I looked at the theaters on the app around me, all of them had a lot of people in them, and I was like, nope, we're not doing that. Staying safe, sound, and comfy on my couch and watching Raya right here, and it was worth every single dollar because Raya has quickly become my new favorite Disney princess, and this movie just knocked my socks off. So why don't you pull up a chair? Take a seat. We are getting ready to dive in, spoiler-free, into Raya and the Last Dragon. And dude, like I said, man, like what an awesome film this is. Like, I adore this movie, man. Like, from Raya as a character to the cultural influence of Southeast Asia, to the story that they create here, and the animation is just, it's so gorgeous. Like, everything I could want in an animated Disney movie, I get with this movie, and then some. I love this thing, and huge shout outs go to directors Don Hall, Carlos Lopez Estrada. Those are going to be the two guys I talk about, even though I know that there is a big writing staff here, and an even bigger staff to get this movie to be what it is. But the vision of these two guys was just excellent, and Hollywood Reporter did a really, really awesome article where they talked about a lot of the influences that came in, because Raya and the Last Dragon doesn't stem from any particular Southeast Asian story or lore. It's a completely fictionalized fantasy world that Disney created that Hall and Estrada note stems from their team going and visiting a bunch of different countries in Southeast Asia, including Laos, Indonesia, Thailand, Vietnam, Cambodia, Singapore, and Malaysia. And you can feel that influence everywhere. The land, this mystical, magical land of Kumandra that they've created, is bases around this giant river that looks like a dragon, and is made up of 5 different areas that are all named for a part of the dragon. Heart, fang, spine, talon, tail. Heart is Raya's home, and it is the home of a magical gemstone that was created by dragons to save the world from this evil entity known as the Droon. And when the Droon contacts things, turns it to dust and stone. So a good portion of civilization was turned to stone by these things. There was a battle of some kind, and the resolution that made the Droon disappear and saved everybody was this gemstone. That gemstone is protected in the world of Heart, and by Raya and her father, who's the king of that land, or the leader of that land, and Raya is his daughter. And obviously, because I said he's Raya's father, but their job is to protect it, and their country has flourished, but not because of the gemstone, but because of what they've applied and done there. But the surrounding areas don't feel that way. They think the stone is why they don't have some of the problems that these other countries have. And that kind of leads to, something that happens to the gemstone, and that's Raya's mission, is to find the last dragon and to find a way to get the gemstone to fix the world for a second time. And just all of the stuff that goes into that story, you can feel all of those things that come from the different cultures in the Southeast Asian area. While Sisu, our water dragon, is made up, is not actual thing from Southeast Asian lore, she's based off of beings called the Naga, which were these divine beings that had the ability to, shapeshift or transform into either a human or a serpent. And there is an element to that with the dragons that allows for some awesome stuff for Awkwafina to play with, and we will get to her later. I love Awkwafina. But I mean, stuff like that, stuff like, Talon, when you go there, that's cool. When we go to all these different places, they all have different looks, different feels. A place like Talon feels very much like the water markets you would see in Laos or Thailand or Indonesia. The different materials for the clothing and all the different areas and the colors and the way all the different areas look like. You just tell that this group that went to Southeast Asia really took a lot away from it. And that, that culture in the movie is just awesome. I love seeing that cultural representation on screen. And then on top of that, I mean, the animation and the direction in this thing are awesome. I love the camera movements, man. That there are moments where, like, you're going and all of a sudden, boom, jumps in, like, real quick. Just reminds me of watching some of the Asian action movies that I've watched in the course of my life, and the way that, like, that plays into the action. The action sequences are amazing in this movie. I mean, you got, like, John Wick level hand-to-hand combat going on in animation, and it is sick. But not even just that. I mean, the animation in the movie is wonderful. The land of Kumandra, like I said, is just wonderful and beautiful. And there is some scary, tense stuff in this movie, and the animation really makes that pop. There is some absolute pure beauty, much like that image behind me, that also the animation just makes pop. And when it comes to the dragons, you want to talk about beauty, man. Like, just from the movements that Sisu can do, and what she does in water versus what she does in the sky, and how she operates in the sky. Oh, it is all just magical. But on top of all that, the story here is really something that I loved. And Hall and Estrada said when they were in that Southeast Asian area, the one thing they found in common across the board was this idea of unity and togetherness, and how much more important it is than, eyes or the individual. And that is a major factor to not just the story, but to what Kumandra is and represents, and how that plays into the story, and how it bumps heads with Raya because of things that have happened in the movie to her family, to other people, and this anger that she harbors. And that's the other thing about this movie. It doesn't directly talk about it, but it allows Raya to show it, in a sense that it's okay to be angry and to be upset. I mean, Raya has every right to be as angry as she is in this movie. And she uses it to give herself power, to find a voice and a stance to take. And while that stance to take and that voice might not be exactly what she needs at all times, it's allowed her and helped push her to do a lot of the things that she does do. But the movie is also very, very aware of the fact that you can't allow your anger to blind you either. It might be able to fuel you, but the minute it blinds you, that's not good. And the movie does a really good job of fleshing that out and fleshing out this idea of, like I said, unity and togetherness, and what that means to the overall story and Raya's character, and how that, I said, bumps heads with her, and how that affects her arc. I just loved the story, man. It was just beautiful. And the characters are just awesome. Like I said, Raya, it immediately jumped to the top of my Disney princess list. She is so complex. She's got so many layers because of that anger and that loss and that pain. But she is also beautiful and strong and confident, and what she stands for is good. And she's badass, dude. Like I said, the action sequences in this movie are awesome, and Raya is, badass, and it starts from the time she's a little kid all the way through, man. Like, there's a 6-year jump in the movie, so you get to see a younger version of Raya, and then this version that's up on the screen. And anytime she's on screen, man, she is badass, and I love the relationship she has with this, ball insect animal thing. Tuk Tuk, that stuff is awesome. I love how Tuk Tuk operates in the world and how he's used. And Kelly Marie Tran just... I gotta do it. Stand it up, because you deserve it. After everything that happened to Kelly Marie Tran, specifically coming out of Star Wars, being the first Asian character to be in, the main group and part of the main story, to then see all that excitement get just dashed in so many ways by what happened after The Last Jedi and happened inside of Disney. It's amazing, and I'm so happy and ecstatic that she got this opportunity and this character, and she crushes it, man. Her voice work, like, you can tell that she has a legit connection to that character, and the way she breathes life into Raya is a way that pops bigger and just more noticeable than a lot of other voice actors, and she crushes it. Like, everything she is feeling or trying to convey just through her voice, and that performance, you feel it, man. And like I said, as a guy who will tear up every once in a while, the emotions in this movie run high. And you swing all over the place. I mean, the Droon are terrifying. There are some awesome, like, cheering action type sequences, and there's some real emotional beats toward the end of this movie that'll hit you. And Kelly Marie Tran brings all of that to life. And then Awkwafina, I tweeted this out last night, man. She is my spirit animal. I just feel like a kindred spirit with Awkwafina, whether it's in the movies that she does, everything she touches, I love. And I love the personality that she brings. I love what she does in interviews or just out. Like, she seems like an awesome person to spend time with, and just seems like someone I could relate to. And that's just from the extra. I don't know Awkwafina at all, but watching this movie, I was like, you're my spirit animal, girl, man. Like, I love me some Awkwafina. Her performance as Sisu is awesome. She fits the character so well. And the way she breathes life into Sisu when she's a dragon, and how it differs, and that they're able to use some more of her comedy when she's a human. She is just perfect for the role and plays it so well. And everybody on this cast is awesome. I mean, we have a group of people that we kind of meet along the way. Isaac Wong plays this young boy named Boone. He's awesome. I love the energy he injects into the movie. Benedict Wong plays this big, bruising warrior that's only got one eye named Tong. He's awesome. If you know anything about Benedict Wong, the things you love about Benedict Wong, you will get with Tong. And it's so much fun to watch. Then you have a character named Amari. She's kind of like the opposition for Raya to a degree. They're kind of on opposite ends of the spectrum, and Gemma Chan does a great job. Amari is big and strong and powerful and also a warrior. So when those things hit her character in the movie, much like Raya, pops, man. It is awesome. And how her story intertwines with Raya's and the overall story, I just really dug. But my favorite character besides these two is this little baby that hangs out with these like three monkey type animals. And that's the one thing, everybody we meet to a degree is kind of an orphan because of what the Droon have done, and the people that turn to stone. And there is this orphan baby that's been maybe partially raised by these monkeys, but also is like in charge of these monkeys. And I think she's from Tail. And Tail is like a big like pickpocket crime place. And she is like the queen of pickpockets, man. This baby is hysterical. And if you have a baby, have siblings, or been around babies, like there are so many baby elements to the character that function perfectly. But like she's also kind of like an adult, so like it's just hysterical. And her action sequences with the monkeys, I can watch them all day long, man. I love them so much. They were one of my favorite things in the movie. But I mean, whether it's the characters, whether the story, the animation, everything about this movie popped for me. It's so enjoyable. It's a great family film. And like I said, the message and the things that it's hitting on when it talks about unity and togetherness and accepting your anger, just hit in a way where I was like, this movie rocked, and I loved it. So those are all my thoughts, man, on Raya and the Last Dragon. A really big old bucket of win for Disney, and a big bucket of win for the Disney princesses, man. To have their first Southeast Asian princess, and for that to be Kelly Marie Tran, is just so awesome. I hope she just relishes every moment that she has with this movie and this character. So well deserving for her. So those are all my thoughts. Now I know what you're thinking. Have you seen Raya? Did you pony up $30 to watch it at home? Were you able to go to a theater near you? What'd you think? Good, bad? What do you think of the animation, the story, Kumandra, the cultural representation in the film, Raya and Sisu? Anything you're thinking, try to keep it spoiler free, or note if you're going to spoil something, but put that down below in the comments section. Look forward to talking to you guys down there. Also, if you haven't seen Raya, make you want to go see Raya, have any interest, anything you're thinking, down below. As always, if you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up, and if you're new, you want to come hang out with the old C-Man anytime we're talking TV, movies, trailers, you just like what I'm doing, you haven't yet, and you want to show a little love to this guy, jump over there, man. Join C-Maniac Nation by hitting that subscribe button, hit that little bell if you want those alerts. If not, just hope you come on back, man, and give it another go. But until that time, for the C-Man's Cinema, sit down! I've been the C-Man, and I am signing off. Peace!
Oh, hey, what's going on? You must be sticking around because you're looking for more content featuring this guy. Well, guess what? You're in the right place. You can check out more videos right here and right here. And if you have and you want to come join that C-Maniac Nation, you can hit that subscribe right over there.